People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Now, people, first thing that is popping in the news, we see that one of the biggest topic popping on social media is an issue that occurred in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, to be specific, wherein it is said that dancehall artist Squash was in some sorts of deal that went wrong, and then his friend reprisal for him allegedly getting corn grazed. People, I could not validate or verify that. However, what I do know is that 2 persons lost their life. The 6th, Squash, and him friend name was calling up big time. Now, people, like me say, this is social media. Believe half of what you see, believe half of what you hear. These bloggers, especially news bloggers, Jamaican news bloggers, they are fairy tale tellers. A lot of the times, them bring out information because them know, say, listen, our niche audience is very vulnerable, gullible. Them like drama, them like mix-up. Who wants the truth when the lie or lack thereof evidence is more entertaining? Now, people, like me say, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So therefore, you and I, we all know that Squash, he is involved. If not directly, indirectly. He has family ties that are known, was known, violence producers. He has friends that are involved from the 6th. They are notorious for causing all sorts of DEATH and violence in Montego Bay. He always tries to distance himself and act as if he is holier than thou. He is an innocent bystander. People just call up him name. Him no know how him name get involved in a none at all. However, people, everybody know that whenever anything goes down and your name is being called up, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 100 times, 100 gazillion times, that means that you are involved somewhat, somehow. So people, let's not kid ourselves. Now, as to the latest incident in which his name was called up again, I don't know to what capacity he was involved. I don't know if the storyline that is out there, that he went to do some sort of deal, him and some people have some sort of altercation, and that is why the shootout occurred in the apartment complex in a Fort Lauderdale. People, me no know. However, like we say, we hear the rumors too, we get the news too. People are say, listen, him DEAD, him get corn up, him get grazed, him get licked in the head. However, people, we see Squash came out lately and he did an interview or he made a post on one of his social media handles. People, I have the video. However, because music is playing in the background, I would have liked for you to hear what he had to say in details, so therefore you can look in his eye. You can say if I tell the truth or if I lie. However, because of copyright reasons, and I don't want to get strike, and I want my video to be monetized, because this is not the beggy channel, we work for hours, I am not going to do it. However, I am going to tell you exactly what he did or what he said or what he might have been trying to accomplish. First thing first, he is saying, him I want the blogger them, listen, I am not involved in this drama thing back and forth with any sorts of blogger. I hear a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of rumors, whole bunch of my name being called up. However, I am going to play the bigger person and not respond, no matter what them have to say. However, he himself used a word, him said, this one is serious. And I am going to tell you why this one is actually serious and why it could come back to haunt him and send him back from whence he came, send him back to what most persons think is his destiny. So pretty much he was doing damage control in this. Him realized, say, listen, you know, say, my name a call up in a very negative light. You know, say, this could have bad implication for me as it pertains to my music, as it pertains to my stay, as it pertains to my possible work permits. Whenever you are involved in any sorts of gang activity, it is not a right to be granted a visa such as this. It is a privilege. So if you violate any one of those stipulations, it could cause you to lose that privilege, not rights. Remember, Squash is a Jamaican. Remember, Squash name has been calling up on all sorts of violent activity, gang activity. So it seems as if the authority in Jamaica never contacted the US authority and people like them say. It is not what you can say, it is what you can prove. And at this point, Squash has no sort of criminal history that is documented. So in other words, he was never found guilty in any court of law of any sorts of violation of any sorts of crime. And people like them say, hearsay can't go to court. So people, me just say, even if you've never been convicted of any sorts of crime, I am speaking about the character in which you portray. I am speaking about the image that you put out there. Is this an image of somebody that we want in our country? Is this person going to come back and his natural instincts are going to come out and it is going to be detrimental? It is going to harm or it is going to take away one of our residents or citizens. Then they are going to make that decision. So people, I say this to say that Squash is doing damage control. Squash realized that, listen, this is serious because if me lose my visa privilege, if me lose the work permit, I will face deportation proceedings or I will be asked to leave voluntarily if I am lucky. If I go back to Jamaica from whence I come, it is going to be detrimental for my health because of all the stuff that my name has been calling up on. If I am even responsible for 1% of all of these allegations my name has been called up in of violence and gang activity, chances are, the possibility or probabilities are, I won't survive too long. So therefore, I got DEAD. So therefore, he is taking the necessary measures to prevent that from happening. Because people like me say, him now want to end up back here. Because that is why he left in the first place. Because he saw, he smell a rat. Him know say, listen, these people, whether the popo, justifiably so, or the opposition, either one of them or both, they are after my neck. Now people, pretty much in this video that he did, he is denying. He is making it seem as if people just call up him name for no sorts of reason. And people, truth be told, some of these persons are exaggerated or over sensationalizers. So therefore, them know say, listen, I have a set of people, them not too bright. So anything me say, them are going to listen and them are going to say, yeah man, a true. However, people, the truth and the fact is that one cannot say this youth is not involved in some sort of capacity. Like me say, if I have 1%, it is very bad. It is criminal. So therefore, he is denying. And people, what type of people deny? People that are psychopathic. People that do evil and then act as if they are the victim. Them a play the victim role as if them don't know any sorts of thing. But people, that is a psychopathic trait. That is their MO. That is what they are known to do in order to try to be manipulative, to get away with any sorts of bad that they have done. Will it work? It is working so far. And people like me say, sometimes it is better to be lucky than good than cautious. And people, he has been lucky so far. But people, eventually, like I've always said, every day that the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom are going to fall out. How soon will squash, well not, you know what I talk about, fall out? And people, like you've always heard me said, the law of possibility and probability, and even worse, karma, it always catches up to you. There is no sort of expiration date, OC, aka long run, short catch, point blank, and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Thief Will Never Prosper. All of you thieves and criminals in Jamaica, you're headed for one place, destination doom, either the big yard or the graveyard. 2 unidentified persons would learn the hard way. Now people, there's a cab that run from Falmouth to Montego Bay, Falmouth Trelawney to Montego Bay. On Saturday, about minutes to 10, he was doing his regular routes. When him stop, pick up 2 men, 2 individuals. Upon reaching the Greenwood main road in a Montego Bay, the men demanded or asked for a let-off, a stop, one-stop driver. As soon as the driver of the cab stopped and let them off, one of them wheel and pop off tool, stick up the driver, one cash, one phone. Before they could get a chance to stick up the other passengers in the car, one of those persons happened to be a licensed firearm holder. Him wheel and pop off because him said to himself, listen, me know say if them people take my money and was search me, them are going to take away the tool and was them are going to take away my life without a shadow of a doubt. So therefore, me have to do unto them before they does unto me. You understand? So therefore, him wheel and pop off. It is said that some sorts of tussle ensued. However, after the smoke clear, the 2 unidentified men pretty much get caught up in a very bad way. People, I have the picture of them. I am going to send them to my WhatsApp group. The 2 men were taken to the hospital. However, they were pronounced DEAD. So people, this work in this instance, because this man had the sense of mind for know say, listen, I have my fire piece, so therefore I have to play my part in making Jamaica better. May have to use this as the pyro or the beer gun and get rid of some of these insects, some of these cockroaches. So therefore he did his civic duty and he did it very well. He rid Jamaica of 2 pestilence menaces to society that will no longer have the chance to do this. Now people, you see exactly what transpired. Jamaica realized, listen, this is a new trend, very disturbing. People are rob people in a taxi, woman, a carry them go empty out them ATM card. So therefore, why wouldn't they put some undercover people on some of these hot spots for just going at the cab them and wait and see. Play a possum until some of these criminals show them ugly head. Because it would work. However, it seems as if common sense is not very common in a Jamaica. And what makes it even worse, if they were to do this, what are they going to do? They are going to make some sort of announcement just to show that they are doing something, because them are do damage control, because people always say, sure, some of them popo and their decision maker, no sense. They have zero crime strategy. So what would they do? They would make some sorts of big announcement and tell people, tip off people for no, say, listen, Next time, be cautious on the robbery. So people, me just say, if you are going to announce, it is going to be harder for you to pronounce some of these criminal elements. So therefore, use your head. Strategies that have worked, undercover sting, them always work. That is how you rid these pestilence from Jamaica. That is how you get result. So me just say, think innovative. Don't think ASS backwards, and that is what you guys have been doing for the longest time. Thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos straight to the point, no sorts of beating around the bush, show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded persons like yourself. And people, word to the wise. Whenever you are rising in life, there are always going to be a set of vipers that realize that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. You have the potential of greatness. However, when they look at themselves, they realize that their ceiling is in the cellar, in the abyss of hell. Because of their hate and insecurity, they will do everything to bring you down, because that is the only way they can seem as if they are up. Point blank and period.